Tampa Bay Damage struggled in the prelims at the first event, losing 3 games and looking a bit lackluster. Damage ended up having to play an intense relegation match against Houston Heat. They won that game, thanks in part to a great performance by Jason Edwards. But Damage has been one of the favorites at every PSP event in recent memory for a reason. They field one of the most potent lineups in the game. Considering the team is mostly unchanged since they won the 4th event last year, they will still be a favorite here at the Mid-Atlantic Open. They boast strength and versatility in every position. They have a strong snakeside push with Brian Smith, Keith Brown, and Timmy Prost. A top-level attack on the D side with Jacob Edwards and Chad Boucher, and new pickup Dalton Vanderbilt. And they have one of the best back players in the past 10 years, Jason Edwards. Core members Dan Holiday and Rumsey Al-Yusuf should be back in the lineup after missing the first event. For opposing teams, it's tough to scout Damage because they adjust their playing style to suit their opposition and throw different looks with their deep roster of attackers on either side. But Damage should be out for blood after their 7th place finish in Dallas. So look for them to excel here at the Mid-Atlantic Open on this gunfight-heavy layout. San Diego Dynasty came a half a second away from defeating Infamous in Dallas and moving on to the finals, but they took the semifinal loss despite a last-second dive from Oliver Lang, last year's top gun. Dynasty is the most successful team in the modern paintball era for a reason. They are amazing at every level of the game. They won the first 2 events last season, took 2nd in Chicago, and ended up winning the overall season title. They will be a favorite here at the Mid-Atlantic Open. They have smart attackers, some of the best mid players in the game, and back players who are masters at shooting people off the break and closing points. Blake Yarbrough will be pushing down the attack on the D side. Kyle Spica and Alex Frazee will be moving down the snake side. One of the strengths of Dynasty is their versatility. They can move players around to suit whatever game plan they feel will be the most effective, with weapons like Brandon Short and Tyler Harmon. Ryan Greenspan can play everywhere, and since this field will see heavy guns off the break, Yosh Rao and Glenn Takamoto will be big assets. With their depth and experience, Dynasty could very well repeat their performance here last year and take the victory.
Welcome back here, 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open from OXCC Paintball Park. Let's check out the overall rating leaders for this event. It's Chris Sosine, number 1, man. Chris Sosine from Chicago Aftershock putting up some numbers. That's a heroic effort from him. He left Infamous last year because he wasn't getting enough playing time, so this is vindication for Sosine. Also Tyler Harmon from Dynasty putting up numbers. Matt Sossman from Vicious shooting a lot of bodies out there as well too. And Sergey Shonaiskov from Art Chaos did some work, but not enough, man. That team went 0-5. And then, of course, Dave Baines, a lot of people expected him to have a really big tournament out here on this layout, and he did, ranked 5th. So, man, it's going to be interesting to see how then that's going to change the overall leaders for the season after this event. I can't wait to see how that all shakes down. So, you know,
a lot of back guys up there.
Yeah, a lot of back guys. Yeah, Tyler Harmon's the only guy that's a 1. He actually plays a 2 a lot too. So, but he also plays a little bit farther back. Everyone's playing farther back on this field though. But not surprising. That's kind of what we expected to see though, Todd. You know, when we kind of saw this layout, you know, I was talking to, we were talking up here before, and I think Dave Baines, when he saw this layout, was like, okay, the layout just came out, and yes, there's a giant bunker in the back. Awesome, I'm going to feast out there. And he did. And Edmonton Impact will be playing against Dave Baines' team. Is going to be playing against Chicago Aftershock. So,
yeah,
is it going to be Sosine, or is it going to be Baines feasting more out there?
Right. And both of these matchups are really good. You know, we're talking about how Dynasty's been playing so well the whole event, and Damage has been getting better. I feel like Impact has just been playing pretty solid. They haven't been running up a lot of high scores, but, you know, they've just been playing solid paintball. And, you know, with Aftershock, you know, nobody expected them to be here. You know, sometimes that's the way that, you know, Mikey Bruno said they love to be the underdog. You know,
they're not going to be the underdog for long if they keep doing this.
Yeah, nobody expects them to be here, and, you know, that's exactly what they want.
Well, let's check out, so that was the overall leaders. Let's check out the kill count leaders. So just the pure killers. Max Trailer from Upton 187 crew, chalking in 28, and then Oliver Lang, no surprise there. Chris Sosine 27 for Oliver and Chris Sosine. Matt Derula 25. Couldn't see who that last guy was, but Trevor Reeser at 25. Man. So here we go on the breakout. Tampa Bay Damage on your left, San Diego Dynasty on your right. Dynasty on your screen right now, and Dynasty has played the best so far in the prelims, but can they keep it going here against Tampa Bay Damage? Dalton Vanderbilt, who actually came off of San Diego Dynasty to take the offer with Tampa Bay Damage. He is up in the center right now, wheeling and dealing, trying to get a kill and trying to shut down now on the snake side and look underneath the A, but it looks like Tampa Bay Damage loses Jason Edwards early, Todd.
Yeah, Jason Edwards goes down trying to come across. Brian Smith gets shot just now in that snake side temple. Daniel Holiday made a bump up from that snake side can on into the wing on the snake side. So 2 bodies down early, all 5 still alive for San Diego Dynasty.
You know, and what San Diego Dynasty was doing so well in the prelims to go 4-0 was they did this play, but then they get out wide very easy. I mean, it wasn't easy for them, but they would do it. So Dynasty, they had a conservative break, but they were not playing conservatively.
Yeah, Dynasty, you know, the only body that they risk on the break is that guy going to the Dorito 1. You know, it's hit and miss, but they're able to recover if they were to lose that guy. But, you know, Dynasty getting 5 bodies alive so often and then getting that first kill, you know, they're able to, you know, really work as a team. And here comes Oliver Lang right now up the middle, looking to attack Dalton Vanderbilt. Dalton Vanderbilt getting shot, and here comes Dynasty on the offensive. Oliver Lang creeping up through the middle, trying to get a shot on Holiday as Holiday breaks for the 50 snake, but Oliver takes off through the middle. He's going to go bunk him Jacob Edwards and not even worry about Holiday. But here comes Alex Frage. He's going to finish off Holiday.
Ooh, man, Holiday, he tried to get something. Dan Holiday tried to make something happen over here on the snake side of the field, but as soon as Oliver had passed the 50-yard line, Todd, and realized that Holiday was going to put his face into the grass in order to make it into that spot, he just turned on the afterburners, went and took out the last player left alive for damage in the center, and then came right around, and then Frage came and basically, after Holiday had already been shot, put a couple extra on him because he hadn't seen that Oliver had got that far up the field. But what an awesome job by Dynasty right there, shooting a couple guys off the out of their bunkers. And then, like I said, man, Dynasty has a very conservative breakout because they don't want to risk any of their players. It's all about staying alive for them. But what they're doing awesome is that they are making those next bumps real fluid, real smooth.
Yeah, here's Dan Holiday on the replay. You know, he got shot coming across, getting shot in the back by Oliver, and then here comes Alex Frage bunkering him. Ryan Greenspan coming to get some himself. But, you know, damage, you know, they got on the move right there early in that point, and, you know, really kind of dropped when Jason Edwards got shot, and then Brian Smith right after that. So Dynasty with an early 1-0 lead, 17:59 on the clock. We'll be right back after this.
This is the Earth. The Earth is beautiful. Earth is where we play paintball. It is important to recycle in order to save the Earth. Do not recycle custom paintball jersey designs. Get what you pay for. Get a fresh original design at rosalife.com.
Dynasty making it look real good in that first one. They take that point. Score is now 1-0, and Damage is going to have to try to get one here to tie it up. It's going to come as the entire weekend has played out. We've seen gunfighting is the key, and making those moves. That you could say, okay, well, because the layout's played slow, these guys are scared to. No, they're not scared to move. At least the teams that are doing well. Oliver Lang calling a last-minute audible. You see a quick adjustment there from Dynasty, as Oliver must have looked down and seen the lineup for Tampa Bay Damage and then changed it up. Look at this, though, as Tyler Harmon gets shot off the break, but also Tampa Bay Damage loses a body on that D side of the field. Jacob Edwards gets shot out. 4-on-4, Ryan Greenspan on that Edwards kill. Jason Edwards gets a shot on Tyler Harmon. Yeah,
so both teams making the same breakout, and then Kyle Spica trying to come up and go across into that wing. He gets shot, so now a 4-on-3 advantage for Tampa Bay Damage. Just 3 bodies left alive, 2 in the tower on the Dorito side as Ryan Greenspan breaks out of that tower and gets into Dorito 1. Good move right there by Ryan to get a little spacing and give Dynasty an opportunity to cover a little bit more of the field. But Damage still 4 bodies alive. They got 2 in each tower in the middle of the field. El Yusuf, Smith, Timmy Probst, and Jason Edwards still alive for Tampa Bay Damage. There's Brandon Short on your screen. He's in that snake side can, looking across the field, wrapping on the inside, trying to keep an eye up the middle. Glenn Takamoto on the left side right there, number 84. He's locking off the snake side of the field. Lots of paint on his back. He's just going to keep paint flowing through there to try and keep Brian Smith from breaking out on the snake side.
You can see there's Oliver Lang watching anxiously in the pits to see if Dynasty can get another one. They're down a body right now. Here comes Tampa Bay Damage making a move in the center. 4 players left alive for them. Dynasty has spread the field a little wider than Tampa Bay Damage, even though Damage has that one body advantage. Damage still in the pocket and up in the center. Brandon Short, Glenn Takamoto, and Ryan Greenspan left alive for San Diego Dynasty right now on the field. For Tampa Bay Damage, it's El Yusuf Probst, Brian Smith, and Jason Edwards. You're looking at the lineup there for Tampa Bay Damage, 16-12 to go. Timmy Probst up in the center. The other 3 players in those back bunkers, and it was Brian Smith and Jason Edwards doubling up. Oh, but Timmy Probst gets shot out of his spot. So Timmy Probst is going to have to take the walk, and here comes Edwards making his move out of that stand-up. El Yusuf and Brian Smith are still doubled up in that stand-up can there. And there's Brandon Short and Ryan Greenspan. Brandon Short played very well in the prelims for San Diego Dynasty. Dynasty watching tensely, again from the pits, 3-on-3.
And as Ramsey El Yusuf tries to make a move out of that snake side can to come across, he gets picked off right away. So after having an early advantage, Tampa Bay now down a body with just Jason Edwards and Brian Smith.
And now Brandon Short makes a move out. Nice, crisp move out for Brandon Short, only looking at 2 guns right now. So Brandon Short, Ryan Greenspan, and Glenn Takamoto are left alive on the field. Jacob and Jason Edwards have both been shot. Brandon Short and Ryan Greenspan clocking in here for some kills. Now Brandon Short gets into the snake, and that is going to make things a little bit harder for Brian Smith. Brian Smith gets taken out. So San Diego Dynasty, like you said, Todd, originally down bodies here, but powering through. Ryan Greenspan, big coast-to-coast move, and is going to get that last kill on Jason Edwards. Let's see if they give it to him, or did they blow the horn? Not sure. So nice job by Short and Greenspan and Glenn Takamoto. 14:41 to go. The lead for San Diego Dynasty, 2 points now. And let's see if they give that last kill to to Ryan Greenspan. I don't think they gave it to him. I think the horn was blown before he got to him. There's Brandon Short talking to Oliver. So Brandon Short just came off that point. Oliver about to go on. Let's listen in. Yeah, just a couple quick little advice on what just happened. So Damage. There's Ryan Greenspan. We'll be right back here with more of this Dynasty and Damage action. Stick around.
Hey, way to fucking play, boys.
And we are here at OXCC Paintball Park in Chesapeake City, Maryland. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. The 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open going down right now is the champion semifinal matchup. The first one, San Diego Dynasty and Tampa Bay Damage. Dynasty up 2-0 over Tampa Bay here. Ryan Greenspan, Oliver Lang, and Alex Frazier with 2 confirmed kills. Yosh has 1. And those 4 players, along with Blake Yarber, heading out to play this point for Dynasty. Damage, Holiday, El Yusuf, Vanderbilt, and Brown, and Probst. Look for Vanderbilt to get up in the center. They've been sending him up to the center 50-yard line fortress this entire tournament pretty much, and it looks like we might have a penalty. No, he's clean. Thought for a second Dalton got shot, but Damage loses Brown. Oliver Lane getting shot for San Diego Dynasty.
Yeah, I don't know if Oliver got shot or if they pulled him for starting early, because he kept switching back and forth and didn't have his gun on the start station when he broke out. I think that's what he might have gotten pulled for right there. But Dalton Vanderbilt goes straight into the A, pops up over the top, and gets his face peeled off right away. So Alex Frazier also getting shot out of the snake side can for Dynasty. So 2 bodies down for Dynasty. Two bodies down for Damage. Another 3-on-3 situation. Timmy Probst, El Yusuf, and Dan Holiday. And El Yusuf again getting picked out of that snake side can. Looking on the inside.
So hard to live in those bunkers, man. It's you get stuck in there, and then it's just straight gunfights. We've seen a lot of guys, you know, just straight riding and dying in there. Riding or die. And it's your only choice. You have to live by your gun when you double up in those bunkers. Not a lot of space in there.
Yeah, and a lot of bunkers really tight on this field. You know, a lot of paint flying, a lot of bunkers really close together, a lot of crazy bounce shots on this field. And looks like Timmy Probst checking the front of his loader. He's still alive.
Yeah,
he's playing the outside of that Dorito tower.
Todd, Blake Yarber just almost caught one too, narrowly avoided it, had to call the referee over to make sure he wasn't hit. So Blake Yarber in real good field position right now for San Diego Dynasty on that D side of the field. You're looking at the only 2 players left alive for Tampa Bay Damage, Dan Holiday and Timmy Probst. Ryan Greenspan, 2 confirmed kills for him here in this point. Ryan Greenspan in the stand-up cannon center. He's going to dig out to the snake side and immediately gun up on Holiday. So it's Holiday and Greenspan locked into a gunfight. And there's Blake Yarber backed up off that spot. And then he is going to take out Timmy Probst. So Blake Yarber having a game over here on that D side. Looks like he might get a shot on Holiday, or did Holiday get shot by Greenspan? Alex Frazier and Blake Yarber getting a kill here in this point. Keith Brown got taken out by Frazier before Frazier got shot by Timmy Probst. 3 players left alive for San Diego Dynasty on that point. 3-0 is the score. Looking pretty good right now for San Diego Dynasty.
Yeah, Dynasty playing the way that they've been playing this entire event. You know, just being solid in their bunkers. You know, on the breakout, getting to their spots. Even if they lose that one body that they risk, I mean, they're still able to bump out when it's the right time. Excellent timing. You know, fill in the gaps when they get down bodies, and then just playing smart and continuing to cover the proper zones. Damage, just losing a lot of gun battles to Dynasty right now. You know, you see El Youssef getting caught twice coming out of that snake side can the past 2 points. Dalton Vanderbilt, he got up into that A both times but didn't get anything out of it. You know, we know Dynasty really wants to get up in that A too, unable to get up there, but you don't have to get up there if you're getting a kill out of there. So,
well, and also Dynasty and Damage, these 2 teams, not only do they know and have played against these teams, each other for years, but they've also scouted, thoroughly scouted each other. They know, so Dynasty knows that they're going to try to send Dalton up into the center. As you notice, as soon as Dalton got up there, he got his face blown off right away. You look at Ryan Greenspan. Ryan Greenspan's having a game so far. So 3-0 is the score. Ryan Greenspan's happy. So Dynasty's feeling it right now, looking really good here. Tampa Bay Damage struggling. We'll be right back after this.
Going into these events, equipment's what matters. On our team, we're so talented. My job has fallen into like a role player's position. In order for Kyle or Brandon or Alex to make these moves, they need support so that we can win the tournament. And that's what I'm doing with this LV1. I'm able to go to a spot and get a lot of drop shots on people and really shoot just directly over a bunker where people think they're safe, and the next thing you know, I'm getting those kills. My name's Oliver Lang from San Diego Dynasty, and I shoot the LV1.
So right back in the action here. Dan Holiday on your screen right there with Dalton Vanderbilt, and it looks like a major penalty on Tampa Bay Damage. So Tampa Bay Damage feeling the pressure of this three-point lead for Dynasty and drawing a major penalty. I think that was Brian Smith who got that penalty. Yeah, so Brian Smith drawing the major. Minute and 48 left on that one, and looks like, who was pulled for that? Was that Holiday? Yeah, Holiday. Dan Holiday got pulled on Brian Smith's penalty. Just 3 players left alive right now for Tampa Bay Damage. Dalton Vanderbilt, Jason, and Jacob Edwards.
And San Diego Dynasty's got 4 bodies alive. Brandon Short got shot in the face out of that can. Rare early death for him. But Kyle Spica able to make the move up and across into that wing. Oliver Lang shooting up the middle and then coming out and getting up into the can where he's been playing over there on the Dorito side, looking to launch. Dalton Vanderbilt, I believe he's the one that shot Brandon Short right away and then instantly took off to the Dorito too, so he's still up in there with Jason and Jacob Edwards alive. Jason able to fill out to the snake side and keep some sort of you know, life over here for Tampa Bay Damage, being able to spread the field.
4 players left alive for Dynasty, mostly in the center of the field. Kyle Spica a little bit over here on the snake side of the field. Oliver Lang, you can see there dead center of your screen. And then Glenn Takamoto digs out to back up Kyle Spica. Glenn Takamoto immediately guns up, and he is going to try to either wrap around. He has to put in, well, he doesn't need to put him in because his mirror right now is shooting D side. but he's going to try to wrap around and get a shot on that center. Oh, does Glenn Takamoto make it out to the back corner? He does. So stumbling through the mud, Glenn Takamoto able to make it out wide. That's a grete move, and now Glenn Takamoto is going to push up in the snake. Oliver Lang made his move to the center 50. And there's Glenn Takamoto now in the snake 2. Spica wrapping around now as the guns are going to shift towards Glenn Takamoto, and that's why you do that. You spread the field, let your inside guys give them some breathing room, and they were able to try to get out and try to get a shot on Holiday as he came out of the box, but Holiday's able to make it all the way out, Todd.
Yeah, Holiday breaks for that Dorito 1. Lucky to make it in there. That's a long run out of that box, especially with Oliver Lang up in the middle of the field, but all the bodies, Spica, Takamoto, all looking towards the snake side. Tyler Harmon as well, but Tyler Harmon's going to space it out, get out to the Dorito 1. So what looked very troubling for Damage early, getting that major, able to burn it off and get their body out alive. So 4 on 4 right now, but Dynasty still with a 3-0 lead, just under 10 minutes now. Damage going to have to get a point here with the way Dynasty's planned to stay in this game.
Well, it was such a massive lead, 3-point lead here, which is a lot. And Dynasty, with the bodies that they have and the good position that they have, they're just going to lock into those lanes. They have Oliver in great position up in the center 50 fortress. He's going to be able to shut down that D side. Looks like Jason Edwards getting shot. Glenn Takamoto's going to try to move up off of that kill. And then now all the guns are going to shift to Glenn. Holiday focused in on Glenn. And here comes a big move, though, down the D side of the field. So nice job, as it doesn't look up. Did Oliver pick him up? No, Oliver traded out with him.
Yeah, Oliver trades out with Dalton over there coming down the side. Tyler Harmon dies at the same time. If Jacob Edwards is still alive, then it's a 2-on-2. Yeah, Jacob Edwards is still there in that Dorito side tower with Dan Holiday. Glenn Takamoto there in the 50 snake, though. Kyle Spica is retreating all the way back to that Dorito side tower. I don't know if Jacob picked him up, as Spica now dives. Spica dives into the Dorito 1. So Spica able to spread that field out. Both Holiday and Edwards focused on Takamoto. Nobody's looking at Spica right now. Spica guns up on Holiday and might have snuck a shot at him. Yeah, looks like he might have bounced Holiday in the head.
Oh, Glenn Takamoto is wiling out over here in this 50-yard line snake, and I think he did get the crossfield shot. Glenn Takamoto calls his shot. Glenn Takamoto fiercely engaged right now. He wants this other point, really trying to assure that Dynasty moves on to the final matchup. They won this tournament here last year and took 4th at the first event this season. But they won. San Diego Dynasty, they're the team. They won 2 events last year. They took 2nd in Chicago, and they won the overall series title. Fell flat towards the end of the season, but amazing work by Glenn Takamoto and Kyle Spica to finish off that point. Kyle Spica got a 2-pack, and Glenn Takamoto clocking in as well. So, wow, Todd, Dynasty looks flawless right now.
Yeah, I mean 4-0. 4-0 right now. You know, Tampa Bay Damage put themselves in a hole quick with Brian Smith getting that major. But, you know, came out as a 4-4 game. Dynasty just made the moves.
Yeah, so Kyle Spica, looks like Kyle Spica got himself a 4-pack over there, eating up the attack coming into that on that D side of the field. And Glenn Takamoto also helping out immensely over here. And that was, you know, one of the reasons Glenn's so good is, well, first of all, he's over a 10-year veteran. Guy's been playing at the top of the game for about 11 years now. And not only that, but his physical skill, he's not a very big guy, but he's very, very intelligent man. And his paintball IQ is ridiculous. His timing is great. And so he normally plays a similar spot that Ryan Greenspan plays. Has a very similar skill set. So amazing work by Glenn Takamoto. San Diego Dynasty in the driver's seat, 4-0 is the score. We'll be right back after this.
Shooting on the brake is what I do. The Vanquish has a pressure-balanced spool valve firing engine. This makes the Vanquish smooth, accurate, and consistent. A recipe for domination on the brake. My name is Travis Lemansky. I play for Team Infamous, and the Vanquish takes my game to another level.
7 minutes and 48 seconds remain in this semifinal matchup against San Diego Dynasty and Tampa Bay Damage. It's been all San Diego Dynasty just dominating Tampa Bay Damage right now. Damage sends out Edwards, the Edwards brothers, Rumziel Youssef, Brian Smith, and Timmy Probst, to try to get themselves back in this game.
And Damage looks like they may, yep, they're gonna lose one going out to that Dorito one. Jacob Edwards getting shot on the break. Dynasty able to keep all 5 bodies alive. There goes Oliver Lang creeping up into the middle of the field. Here comes Rumziel Youssef. He's gonna jump out to the wing on the snake side. Oliver Lang gonna crawl to the inside, look under the A, see if he can get a shot. Finds El Youssef. Brian Smith alive on the snake side. 4 damage. Jason Edwards standing up in the Dorito side tower. Timmy Probst bumps across to the snake side can.
Timmy Probst takes one though.
There's El Youssef. He comes around the outside of the wing and he gets a shot in on Alex Fragi, who is in that snake side can. I think Blake Yarber just bumped out of that Dorito one on into the snake side corner, but Jason Edwards gets shot. So does Timmy Probst, as Oliver Lang is doing work in the middle of the field right now, but he gets shot. Brian Smith jumping into snake one. Just Smith and El Youssef now, as Smith turns around and sees the whole Dorito side has walked off the field, and El Youssef with nowhere to hide as Blake Yarber comes attacking into the 50. Here comes Ryan Greenspan on the hunt. He's coming for Brian Smith. Brian Smith gonna pop the top and trade out with Ryan Greenspan. And it looks like Damage is gonna blow the horn. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go, but San Diego Dynasty just putting a hurting on Tampa Bay Damage right now.
Yeah, this is a nasty one right here. Nice job at Oliver Lang, Ryan Greenspan, the confirmed kill leaders right now for San Diego Dynasty. 5 confirmed for Ryan Greenspan. This game brought to you by Planet Eclipse, makers of the Signature Series Dynasty guns. A couple of those guys, Ryan Greenspan, Oliver Lang, Yosh Ralph, some Signature Series guns. You should definitely check them out. And also, we're going to watch Chicago Aftershock play this next matchup against Edmonton Impact after the conclusion of this Dynasty Damage game. And Chicago Aftershock, this is going to be, they're going to be profiled in the new season of the roster from Planet Eclipse. And they're making a good story out of it here, making it to the semifinals in the second tournament. So let's look at this game matchup. You got to give the advantage to Dynasty in this one because of how masterfully they played the prelims. Damage struggled a little bit more than San Diego Dynasty. Well, Dynasty didn't struggle at all on the prelims, and Damage struggled a little bit, but they made it in, most important thing, but they're just getting beat up right now. And you can see the attacking much better for San Diego Dynasty than Damage, but defending, finishing, and clutch very, very close from these two top-level teams. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down in the pits.
Stand by. Hey guys, I am here with Blake Yarber in Dynasty's pit. You guys are doing an amazing job. You obviously have a huge lead right now. Just in that last play, you were on the Dorito side, Yosh was on the Snake side. Is it hard communicating across the field like that when you know?
For sure. I mean, it's almost near impossible, but you know, you have to make it happen, but it's tough for sure.
So are there any indications you make each other to know when to run down the field?
Look at me, look at me. You know, you just start wailing.
All right, we'll see if Damage can get any points here on the board.
Come on, Dalty, let's go, baby.
So, the always animated Blake Yarber was a huge pickup for Dynasty last season, and he's really elevated his game. Now, Keith Brown gets shot off the break, and so does Dalton Vanderbilt. So, and it looks like another one's going to come off in a major penalty on Rumziel Youssef, which is going to take Holiday out. So, it looks like Dynasty is going to put a real quick one up on the board as soon as they figure out it's just Timmy Probst left alive. And it looks like Ryan Greenspan up in the center right now in his 6 confirmed kills. And here comes Tyler Harmon streaking up on that D side of the field. And it's just been nothing but offense and amazing gunfighting ability from San Diego Dynasty here, decimating Tampa Bay Damage so far 6-0. 5 minutes and 46 seconds to go, Todd.
Yeah, man. I mean, wow, I didn't expect this.
Neither did I.
I thought Damage, like I said earlier, was getting better throughout the event. But, I mean, Dynasty just shooting solid lanes. They haven't changed their game plan one bit. Doubling up both inside towers, running that Dorito one, and then, just making good, smart plays, reading and reacting, making great timed moves. And, it's really just paying off. Why change it if it's working? And, Tampa Bay Damage just, losing that first body early consistently and just unable to fight back. So, I mean, when you got, smart team players on San Diego Dynasty, making smart moves. When they're playing their top game, they're really hard to beat.
Well, this 6-0 score that we're seeing right now here in the semifinal matchup, this is the biggest blowout we've seen all tournament long. We've seen 2-1 games. We've seen a ton of ties. But I guess when you look at the way that Dynasty had stomped through the prelims 4-0, Damage, they had a much different road, heading into their last game let's see where they were. Damage was 2-1-1. So they had a loss, a tie, 2 wins, much closer games for Tampa Bay Damage. So Dynasty just looking like the favorite here. I mean, obviously we have to see how Impact and Chicago Aftershock play in this next matchup, which is coming at you next. Let's check down Lauren Kelly. She's down the sidelines.
Hey, I'm down here in Damage's pit with Keith Brown. This is a pretty surprising score right now. Nobody expected it to be 6-0. You guys down 6 points. What do you think you guys are struggling with the most right now that's preventing you from getting a point?
Well, they're doing a really good job at shooting people off the break. We're doing a pretty decent job of shooting them too, but we're not making smart moves, smart bumps. We're losing our gunfights, and we're just not playing smart right now.
As you're on the sidelines and you're watching, what are you seeing that you guys need to switch up so you can, play some counterpunch paintball?
We need to try to get a little bit more aggressive right now. We only have 5 minutes and 46 seconds, so we need to try to push the field and try to get some points on the board.
All right, well, Dynasty is up 6-0. We'll see if Damage can get those points on the board.
Well, it's going to be tough if they keep playing like they have. Let's look at Ryan Greenspan trying to run down Brian Smith right now. Smith with the jump, and Ryan Greenspan smokes the camera down. So you see there Ryan Greenspan coming through. Smith jumps over the top, wasn't able to get Ryan, and then Ryan, bam, in the slow-mo replay, just puts one right on the camera there. So it's been all Dynasty. That's been a pretty simple story out here. I know Keith Brown pretty much laid it down exactly like it's been happening. They're not making good moves. They're not making those smart bumps. They're losing their gunfights way more than Dynasty is. Dynasty really playing like they want to win this tournament right now. And we're going to be right back here with 5 minutes, 46 seconds. We'll see if Damage can put a point on the board. We're back here, slightly overcast day as the rain clouds are threatening a bit, but it's still been dry so far. Let's hope that it stays that way here out in Chesapeake City. This side of the world got pounded by some rain before the event, thus the mud bog on the side of the field you're about to watch play. The other side of the field is still holding on there. Nice grass on one side. Oh, major penalty. Looks like a major penalty on Oliver Lang. So if you have Oliver on your fantasy team, that's going to suck some of your points off. He's been dominating out there, though, so can't get too mad at him. So this is Tampa Bay's chance. But, man, I don't know, man. They don't really have much of a chance to get back in this match, even with that major penalty. But they got a penalty themselves, so.
I think that penalty was on
Blake.
Blake?
Yeah, it was on Blake. So Blake Yarber getting that major penalty. Sorry, Oliver Lang fans. And there's Oliver that actually had to get put into the box. Was it Blake?
I think it was actually Tyler Harmon. Because I think Oliver went out, shot, and then went out to the Dorito 1.
Well, Oliver got put in the box.
Yeah, so it would have been on somebody else.
Yeah, it wasn't on Oliver. During the point, whoever goes in the box didn't get the penalty. Unless it was the end of the point and there was no one else left to pull, then you have to go do your own time. Because the way that rule works that way is because, then that way, you can't have a guy playing on getting assessed a penalty going in the box and then having the opportunity to come back out and redeem himself. No, if he plays on, then he has to die. He leaves, and then his buddy goes in the box and has to do time for him. So 5 minutes and 1 second. That was a really quick point for Tampa Bay Damage to keep this game, or to stop them from getting shut out. And then you're looking at Kevin Brettauer, the coach, longtime member of Dynasty, so knows all those guys and sees them all the time down in San Diego, where he currently resides, and he's done a good job with Damage. You have to have a coach. If you want to be a top-level team, you need a coach. And you need a smart coach. You need a coach that knows the game. And talk about knowing the game, Kevin Brethauer absolutely knows the game of paintball. But
Eddie's a no-nonsense coach, you know, very disciplined. You know, he's all about business. Always does best job, get the job done, so.
Yeah, so about 25 seconds before start of this next point here. We'll see if Tampa Bay Damage can continue this comeback. Both of these teams with penalties, 1 minute and 29 seconds on San Diego Dynasty's penalty. That Blake Yarber major. Tampa Bay Damage, 1 minute and 5 seconds left on their penalty. Taking the field for Damage is Edwards, Holiday, Jason Edwards, Brian Smith, and Dalton Vanderbilt. On the flip side, Oliver Lang, Frazee, Yosh Rao, Ryan Greenspan. And it looks like Oliver is going to be in the box. Yosh Rao out there as well. Yosh, and looks like Dynasty still with that pocket play. Here comes Dalton Vanderbilt. He gets smoked down, trying to get past the 50-yard line. Did he trade out with anybody? No. But then Alex Frazee tries to make a move up the center. He gets shot out. Just 3 players left alive for Dynasty. And Tampa Bay Damage also with 3 on the field as they still have a body in the box. Dan Holiday sitting, waiting to come out.
And Tampa Bay Damage got Jason Edwards here in the snake side can. Brian Smith tried to edge and come out to the snake side. Jacob Edwards alive over there in the Dorito 1. So not a good situation right now for Tampa Bay Damage.
Yeah, and Dynasty is, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to stay in those bunkers and roll their guns. They have a huge lead. I mean, it's almost it is a guaranteed certainty the Dynasty will be moving on into the finals. The question that still remains is it going to be Impact or Chicago Aftershock that will face them in the finals? That game coming at you next after the conclusion of this one. Still 3 minutes and 47 seconds left to play here. And if you're Shock and Impact there in the pits watching Dynasty have this awesome performance, you're definitely realizing that you're going to have a game in front of you to close out this tournament.
And here comes Oliver Lang. He makes it out of the box alive. So now 4 bodies for Dynasty, 3 bodies for Damage. All the penalty boxes are clear.
You know, I hope that we get, I hope the rain doesn't start setting in as a chill in the air has started to
I think
move in here to Chesapeake City.
Just dropped about 10 degrees.
Yeah, in like the past 10 minutes. You know, and paintballs are very much affected by the weather, and that's kind of one of those, so Jason Edwards trying to get out, not able to do it. He gets blown apart, trying to get out wide here, and that is going to make it a little bit easier for Dynasty to keep taking time off this clock. They're not content to do that. They want to put that 7th point on the board here. As Oliver Lang, Brandon Short, and Ryan Greenspan have made moves forward. Ryan Greenspan on the D side. You're looking at the 2 bodies left alive for Tampa Bay Damage there from the eye in the sky. You can notice that they're in the center and just a little slightly towards the D side of the field there in the D1. Oh, but it looks like Ryan Greenspan getting shot trying to push forward. So now just 3 players left alive for Dynasty. Time ticking off, 2:15 left to go. Brandon Short makes a move into the snake. And I don't think anybody picked him up, Todd.
Oh, and he took a fat core sample, tried to come out on Jason Edwards and just broke a ton of paint in his barrel.
Well, he's going to have to completely take his barrel off. So that's 1 gun down right now for San Diego Dynasty as, yeah, he definitely took a core sample. Literally like an inch of dirt came out of the tip of his barrel.
So 2 bodies with working guns for Dynasty. Under 2 minutes now, though, on the clock. So we'll see you know, what Damage, you know, if they're going to try and do anything or just try and gun battle out of those spots with just the 2 bodies they have. Brandon Short back up again now. Yosh Rao, Oliver Lang. Here comes Jacob Edwards, Daniel Holiday, spreading it out wide. Gets over here to the snake side. Jacob Edwards up into Dorito 2. Oliver Lang in that Dorito 1 going back and forth with Jacob Edwards. Jacob Edwards going to take a step back, see if he can get a shot on Brandon Short. There's Jacob at the top of your screen in that Dorito. Approaching the 1 minute mark left to go in the semifinal matchup. San Diego Dynasty going to go on to the finals. Oh, Yosh Rao Sliding back out across into the snake side temple behind Brandon Short. Oliver Lang going to come up into Dorito 2. I think he wants to go heads up with Jacob Edwards, who jumps into Dorito 3.
Brandon Short makes a move into the 50 snake, and he's going to immediately lock into a gunfight with Holiday, but then now look towards the D side. Oliver Lang trades out over there with Jacob Edwards, so that leaves just Holiday. Holiday dips out, back corner bunker snake side, starts engaging with Brandon Short, just not enough time. Under 30 seconds left. Holiday still, he doesn't care, he's pushing forward, comes and makes a great shot on Brandon Short on the run, and that's going to leave just Josh Rao, the rock for San Diego Dynasty, still alive after all that interpoint chaos. And so that is going to do it here for the chances of Tampa Bay Damage to even score another point, as the crowd starts giving Dynasty a little ovation here. Dynasty will be moving on to play the winner of the next game, Edmonton Impact and Chicago Aftershock. Again, this game brought to you by Planet Eclipse. They have some Signature Series guns from San Diego Dynasty. Yosh Rao's got one, and so does Oliver Lang and Ryan Greenspan. I think actually a bunch of those guys have. I think Frazia's got one too.
Oliver's is dope. I like that one.
Do you carry some of those in your store?
Yeah, we carry a ton of Eclipse stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Eclipse, one of the prime motivating factors of awesome paintballness all over the place.
Found at Golden State Sports in San Diego.
Yeah. So next up, though, before we get into yeah, so that's actually wrong. It's not the D3 finals coming up next. Coming up next is going to be Edmonton Impact and Chicago Aftershock in the Champions semifinals. Todd, who do you got in that game, man? That's tough to call.
Yeah, it is tough to call. I thought Impact, played really solid. They're playing the same game that Dynasty's playing right now. And, they got a lot of smart players. I mean, the way that with their pickups in the offseason, having Rainey Stanzak, he's really solid over there in that Dorito side. Dave Baines, obviously, in that Dorito side tower, shooting towards the snake side. He's killing people on the break, and he's just a monster, holding that lane down. And then you got to deal with Justin Rabikoff and Justin Cornell over here on the snake side. If Cornell's attacking that Dorito side, I mean, he's really hard to shoot on the break, and he knows how to play once he gets over there. So, I mean, Impact's, Impact's got a lot of solid players, and Aftershock is, kind of on fire right now. They're feeling really good. So I don't know who to pick in this one.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But I can't wait to see it. So before we head to a short break and get into that matchup, let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down on the sidelines.
I am down here with Brandon Short from Dynasty. Man, you guys crushed Damage. People weren't expecting it to be such a huge gap in the points like that. You were doing an awesome job on the snake side, and that's a tough side of the field to play. What is the best strategy to get into the snake and then be super effective when you get there?
Well, first we used the motivation of Dalton leaving our team. We played for his love and his love to come back to our team. So we used that, we harnessed that, and that was what got us into the snake.
Do you think Dalton right about now is regretting leaving Dynasty and going to Damage?
No, he's not, but he'll be back.
You think so? You seem pretty confident about that.
He'll be back.
What do you think when we see teams like this, everyone is at a high skill level, everyone has those weapons on their team. What does it come down to? Is it execution or mental stability? What is the defining factor?
Honestly, preparation. We were ready to win this tournament weeks ago. We figured it out, we cracked the code, and here we are in the finals now, so one more step.
Obviously, I know you're not going to tell me what that code is. You still have another match to play.
No, I'll tell you. Nah.
But, I mean, tell me, what was the first thing you guys really focused on and drilled on in those preparations to get ready?
Honestly, just being able to shoot the first guys out. So it's like that first Temple and that first Dorito. If you're able to kill those guys, then it changes the game and it changes their whole, their whole agenda.
Well, next up, we have Impact versus Aftershock. Which team would you rather battle for first place?
Aftershock, just because it would be nice to see a new team in the finals and, good for them, I guess.
All right, well, stay tuned. That is definitely going to be a good one, and you won't want to miss it.
Cool.